Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's the video that I promised a few videos ago. I'm going to be doing a review of the Grog full metal paints as well as the squeezers. So yeah, going to be able to get into this. I bought this all as one set and so it came with the paint and the 6 squeezers. We've got the chrome, the white and the buff proof black. So yeah, first I'm going to fill them up and then we're going to test them out on a variety of surfaces. I've got some black card for the chrome and the white, and then some high GSM white cards to test it on. And then I've also got a wood surface to test the flow of the nib on there. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is show you how to fill your markers up without creating a mess and wasting loads of ink, because that's a good lesson to learn. So I'm basically just going to show you how to fill up your markers, and the best way to do this is to create a small little funnel. This is one that I've made out of the black paper. The black paper's actually got some kind of like wax coating on it, which will make it more resilient to the ink. Some of these harsh inks can soak through it really quickly. Here's another one I made. I literally just wrapped it in sellotape, which would make it completely waterproof, so this one could be used like a fair few times. And the way I make this basically is, so scrap bit of paper. Firstly, I take the edging off and I just cut out a slice of it like that, and just fold it round on itself, which will create the hole there. And then a little bit of tape to hold it in place, like that. And then I just like to fold it like that, and then cut off this excess portion, don't need that. Fold it back, and there you've got a little funnel to use. But yeah, let's get into filling the markers. But yeah, the second you pick these up, you can tell they are really high quality. The body is made out of quite a rigid plastic, but it is also got that flexibility in it, allow you to squeeze it. You can also tell straight away that it's a nice high quality nib. It's nice and soft. It's going to allow to soak up that ink nicely, but not too much that it's going to be blotchy and dispense your ink too quickly and waste a load. You can also feel the valve in there. When that's obviously pressed down, it will know it's against the wall or a surface, and that's going to allow the valve to open up and put the ink into the nib there. So this is a 25mm. I'm going to fill this up. I'm going to go for the black first, but I'll just fill up the set and then we'll start testing them out. Right, now all the markers are filled up. Obviously I did like a colour in each, one 25mm and one 15mm in each one. They look really good. The white looks especially vivid. I'm going to do a few tests on a few different surfaces, and then we'll kind of like discuss which colours work well and is the ink overall really high quality. So the first test here is just going to be on this high GSM white card. I've put 2 sheets down because this shit it's so corrosive that it will just like go through the paper. Like even when I was filling up the funnels, it dropped down and went through the paper that I was on. So we're going to start here with the 10mm black. So there's the nib there with the valve in here. So just gonna even just pump once and it will come through. And I'm gonna write Slay for this video. It was a requested name by another guy, so I'm gonna do that and a few other things throughout. So yeah, my initial thoughts is that it runs really smooth. The ink seems to be like distributed through it nicely. You see that as I let off, we kind of get the streakiness. And that's because in this I kind of gave it kind of like a 70% pressure. Here a lot less. We're going to get a bit more of a faded result, a bit more streaky. But like an average push, that was just me trying to you know, push the boundaries of it. I'd normally push around this much. Give it a little squeeze and there we go. It's coming through nicely. And that's really nice. Let's do another sip. that's really nice. It seems to hold the ink throughout the whole tag, and then at the beginning of your next one, if you were just to give it a little squeeze, you'd recirculate the ink and get it through there again. Let's do another sleigh. Yeah, that's coming out really nice. I'm really enjoying that. It is obviously a very heavy odour, and that's because of the staining properties to it, I guess. But yeah, that's really nice, the black so far on that paper. So I'll also do a test with the chrome on here. Obviously the white won't show up, but I've got a bit of black paper for that one. So yeah, chrome again, I'm just going to give it 1 tap, 2 tap, bit of a squeeze, and there it is, comes through. So we go for a sleigh again. Wow, that is really nice. It's got a really nice metallic tinge to it. Some of these chromy silver colours, they don't have it too much, and it comes out more just like a basic grey, but this has definitely got it. It's catching the light, and it would definitely stand out against anything black or to that kind of coloration. Here we go. Another sleigh there. I'll do a few serps up here just to see what it can do. You can see it like reflecting, taking a shadow from my hand there. It's a really, really good ink, that. So yeah, my only worry with these markers was standard kind of thing, and the reason that I don't really like mops is because the nibs just get wrecked from using them on anything other than that isn't super smooth. But these seem quite durable. So I need a bit of black for this white. So yeah, the 10mm again with the white squeezer on the paper. Comes through nice and easy. There we have it. It's kind of metallic, sort of. But that goes on really well. That one's very high odour. The white is a very strong odour. But I think they have to be with the white, so it's got that opacity to it, and so it stands out well. Let's write Grog. So let's do another serp tag. A bit blotchy. That is because of the paper, but also because obviously I'm doing this onto a flat surface, whereas these pens are normally used onto a vertical surface. So that'll be later on where you see kind of what the drippage is of these inks. They are quite thick inks, but I feel like they have got the ability to drip a fair bit. Let's just do a quick alphabet if we can fit it in. So I nearly fit it in, but yeah, this is a really nice, actually out of all of them, I'd say the white's probably my favourite. It goes on really nicely, and it seems to set in, like against the black card, that's really good. Really strong ink, and the nib just goes with it so well. Okay, so my next test is going to be onto this chipboard surface. It's unpainted, unprimed, so it'll be interesting to see how they go on. I'm also going to be using the 25mm nibs instead. We've also got a vertical surface, so we should be getting some drips and things. So same order as last time. I'm going to go in with the black first, see what kind of results we can get. So sort of as I'd imagine, this first tag I barely squeezed at all, not allowing much ink through, and the sort of rougher surface just kind of ate away at the nib. Here in the second one I gave it some more ink, gave it a bit more of a squeeze, and that kind of lubricated it, slid over a lot nicer for the tag. I just sort of demonstrate that to you with some lines. So this is me like barely squeezing. It sort of gets caught up and not so good, and it's not as thick as the actual 25mm at all, whereas if I give it a bit more of a squeeze, it goes over a lot nicer. With these you are going to go for a lot of ink, but the actual quality of what comes out is really nice. So yeah, blacks come out nicely I think. I'll just do a few dots and things. So that's with decent push. You know, the opaqueness is, you can't even see the wood through it. It's really good stuff. I'll do one more small tag just hit. Yeah, it comes out really nice. The black, you know, it's hard for them to go wrong with black, but they've done a really nice job. You can also see here where it's dried, it's slightly dried, like a more charcoaly colour. More charcoaly colour, black, and so like it's a matte finish, but very quick drying time, about a minute and it's dry. But anyway, we're going to go with the chrome now in the 25ml. I'm just going to flip the board around. Right, so we're going to go here with a chrome, and I'm going to do another tag. But yeah, again, really nice. Obviously using the technique where I'm pushing more, it's using more ink, but the outcome's really nice. Onto the wood surface, it doesn't stand out too well. Obviously it's painted, but you'd choose around that, wouldn't you? The actual overall quality of how it comes out and the ink itself is really nice. I can see mostly like where I first started the tag, it's started to dry already. But it flows really nice. It feels like the nib is nice and strong. It doesn't feel like it's taking anywhere at all from that. Nice and rugged, which is my criticism of other mops and things like the crinks. I don't really like the nibs on those. They get eaten up too much. But we'll just do a few lines and just see. That would be like hardly pushing, and that would be with giving it a bit of pressure so it could take a bit for you. And then again with the white, test that one out on the chipboard with the 25mm nib. So I'm going to do a few tags again. Probably the worst of the bunch. It just doesn't really kind of have that opaqueness to it at all. In these areas here you can see it was a bit stronger, but I was really pushing it there, squeezing a lot of ink out. It seems to kind of set in and just lose all opacity. I'll do a few more. Yeah, same again. It's not as good on this kind of surface as the black and the chrome. The chrome was really nice. It slid over like butter. But here you can see this top area here was really good, but I was properly squeezing it. Normally I only give it a little pinch, but that was a proper squeeze to try and get it out. But you know, it's given a pretty good result, and I'm sure if this was a painted surface or something a bit more contrasting to itself, it would be a more fair test. But yeah, the white's not amazing there. Just going to do a few tags with the smaller ones and see how those hold up. I guess it's the same formula for the nib, just put on a bigger scale, but we'll have a look. And you can see that's a lot better, and the reason for that I think being is literally just down to the actual valve system. Obviously I'm giving this the same kind of a squeeze as that, but the actual diameter of the valve is a lot smaller, so you're getting the same amount of ink, in theory, being squeezed through a smaller hole, being more pressurised, allowing more onto the wood. We're also getting a few nice drips from that as well, actually. I feel like if this was a bit more of a smoother surface, there would be even more drips on that. So yeah, these are obviously very capable markers, and I'm looking forward to testing them out more. They really are high quality and great value for what you get. But the best performing, definitely the black. White is stunning on the black paper, but doesn't perform so well on anything which is going to soak it in more. But as it stands out by itself, it's really strong. But anyway guys, thank you for tuning in for a review. If you've got anything that you'd like me to review, or any recommendations on any videos, just hit me up. I've got a few ideas, got a few things in the pipeline. But yeah, if you want to stay tuned with what I'm doing day to day, between uploads, go follow me over on Instagram. That's where I'm posting a lot more. It's just @SerpCreative. But anyway guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.
If you send me to the dark, give this world a light to shine, 'cause this gon' be a lie.